We've got a fun show planned out for everyone today, talking about some winners and losers from OTAs. But first, comment your best Broncos trade ideas to be featured on a Broncos trade mailbag, introducing a new segment to the rotation here at Chat Sports. So let me know your best trade ideas. Put what the Broncos receive and what other team you're including receives, and you may be featured on a future Broncos breakdown. Head down to the comments section and play George Payton for me and get your best trade ideas in. Today's Broncos Breakdown is presented to you by our new sponsor, Aura, an awesome all-in-one digital safety company that we are proud to be partnering with, and I can't wait to tell you more about what Aura is doing later on in today's show. But first, we've got some winners and losers from OTAs, sort of. You can't really be a big winner or loser from a non-padded practice that's voluntary, but at least we're talking about close-ish to real football, right? So let's bend the line a little bit here, and let's look at some winners and losers. My first winner is Russell Wilson. Why? Because the guy looked awesome out there. I don't know if I have to say much more than that, but I don't have to, because a lot of other people had some awesome, great things to say about Russell Wilson. The Broncos, though, if you just ask anyone that is on the field, watching OTAs and whatnot, since voluntary workouts started last month with some veterans coming back, the team just looks different. Like, that's like the number one thing that people talk about this team, is that last year with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Locke and Vic Fangio, it was missing a little bit of juice, and that's a little foreshadowing for later on in the show. But they've got it this year. Andrew Mason wrote an awesome article talking about OTAs, and I wanted to share it with everyone, at least this snippet. After one day of watching Russell Wilson, I might have to ditch one of my most commonly used phrases, at least when it comes to evaluating the Denver offense. Would have been a sack under game conditions. Russell Wilson was showing off his legs in a non-padded practice, which, again, don't get too drunk on this, but hey, it's Russell Wilson. Why don't we have a little fun, right? It's a lot more fun talking about Russell Wilson than what Teddy Bridgewater, Trevor Siemian, or Joe Flacco, right, the list goes on, has been doing since Peyton Manning retired. And Andrew Mason was not the only one that shared that sense. In fact, you can go to the man at the top, Nathaniel Hackett, who said, even when you're out here and everybody thinks that they sacked him, you just laugh, because when you watch the tape, and there are a lot of times he gets out of things. Yeah, there are a lot of times Russell Wilson scrambles and gets out of plays. That's his forte. That's what he is known for. So type 3 if you are excited to watch Russ. Let's show the new quarterback some love, Broncos Country. Get into the comments section. Flood his number down there if you are pumped to see Russell Wilson play. You got to be more excited, because last offseason, the story was Drew Locke versus Teddy Bridgewater. What an upgrade. My next winner is Dre'Mont Jones. I know we just came off of a segment where we talked about Russell Wilson not being sacked at all, but Dre'Mont Jones, he may have been the exception. He probably stood out the most on defense, and what was the one OTA open to the media? That was kind of the story that came out, was Dre'Mont Jones. He's looking good. Again, he's also going up against some backup tackles. You know, you didn't see, for example, Billy Turner out there, who hurt his ankle last season. Calvin Anderson wasn't there. You're seeing some backup offensive linemen in a non-padded practice. So, again, we'll pump the brakes, myself included. But still, last season for the Broncos, Jones, 5.5 sacks. He's been a very quiet/productive player for this Broncos defense for the last couple of seasons, who has just been overshadowed by bigger names like Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. But if you think about what he's really done, if you just look at the production, he's been sneaky good. You know what's also good? Checking out the benefits Aura has for everyone. Start your free trial today at aura.com/chatsports, where they offer you financial fraud protection, identity theft protection. We all know the scene. Identity theft's not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer every year from it. Oh, that's funny. Michael? Okay, that's actually not funny, because Dwight was right there. Identity theft does suck. It's happened to my sister twice, and it's a year-long, grueling, emotionally draining process to get it all figured out. But Aura makes sure you never have to go through that process. So keep your online banking, keep your credit card online, because we are online more than ever, and we're doing online more than ever. And Aura protects you right there with online and device security, plus family plans that protect up to 5 people. I've got the link, aura.com/chatsports, in the comments, along with the description of today's video. Get a 14-day free trial, aura.com/chatsports. You can cancel whenever you would like, but make sure you at least take advantage of this awesome exclusive free trial that Aura is offering you today by going to aura.com/chatsports. Use that link in the comments and the description of today's show. My next winner from OTAs is PJ Locke. I'm kind of going towards the bottom of the barrel-ish. How about this? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm reaching on this one. But Locke made an awesome play. All right, Andrew Mason, who wrote about it, saying Wilson was the focal point, but it was a play made at his expense that stole the show. During a 7-on-7 red zone period, Wilson located Courtland Sutton in the back of the end zone, but safety PJ Locke raced over, lunged, and got his hand on the football to force an incompletion. Incomplete. Now, the reason why I think he's a winner, not just because of that one play, but when you look at the safety room, it's a bit crowded now, okay? You got Justin Simmons, you got Kareem Jackson, Caden Stearns, PJ Locke. You got players like DeLaren Turner-Yell, a rookie. Doesn't even have a spot on the screen just yet. That's how much competition there is here. And with K-Jack coming back, PJ Locke is a roster bubble type player. I don't know if Denver's going to take 5 safeties this year. Ejiro Evero, the new DC, he wants to have more DBs on the field. That's the direction defenses are going. So maybe he does take 5, but if not, if it's just going to be 4, 2 are almost locked. Simmons for sure, unless K-Jack looks wildly out of shape. I would assume he is as well. Caden Stearns, I'm at 3. PJ Locke, DeLaren Turner-Yell, maybe both of them make it. I think he's got to have an awesome OTA and training camp experience to for sure cement himself onto this roster. If you love Tim Patrick, which I don't know how you can't, because this guy is the unsung hero, I feel like, of this Broncos offense time and time again, let's reach his number in subs. We are 30 away from reaching 8,100 subscribers. So if you love the glue guy, as I like to call him, on this Broncos offense, hit that big red button and subscribe. Next up, we're going to look at losers from Broncos OTAs. Are there really losers from a voluntary, non-padded practice? Not really, but it's called winners and losers, so we're going to reach on this one as well, but I think you might get a kick out of the first one because it is a familiar face, Vic Fangio. I'd hate to be mean to our friend Vicathy, but he is the first loser from OTA, despite not even, well, maybe he's still hanging out in Denver, but Courtland Sutton had an interesting quote I think everyone should see, because here's what he said. You guys have been coming to, we're talking to the media here, you guys have been coming to practices the past few years, well, longer than that, but the music at practice is one thing that I feel brings a lot of juice. That's something that Vic Fangio didn't have at practices when he was the head coach for the Broncos for 3 seasons. He didn't want music. He didn't want the distraction. He wanted to be able to talk to players. Now, it's not blaring music. It's not a club, but doesn't, like, the expression, the water's just different, the air is just different. Both are different this year. From Hackett to Russell Wilson, a fresh breath of air, everything feels different so far going into these off-season workouts. Now, Courtland Sutton had more to say about the coaching staff, saying, and then just the energy that the coaches bring. It's not just the players have to go to make the plays for everyone to start feeling the juice and wanting to go out and get everything going. As soon as the first horn blows, everyone has that juice, that pep in their step of getting somewhere fast. Yeah, fast for sure, because Hackett, much younger coach than Fangio, brought on a much younger coaching regime. So everyone's just moving quicker, right? It's just that pep in the step. I think Sutton said it best, the juice out there, the younger coaching staff. I mean, hell, I saw Russell Wilson doing drills with Hackett. He was handing him the football. Fangio would never. All right, my next OTA loser, speaking of taking handoffs, is Melvin Gordon. He's not a real big loser, but he did not show up to OTAs, which is a tiny bit concerning, and I'll tell you why. But first, I want to ask this question. Who is your all-time favorite Broncos running back? Producer Jeremy right now, Terrell Davis. Trivia, impromptu trivia. Name every single running back that has ever rushed for more than 2,000 yards. I'll give you a tiny help right now. Terrell Davis is on that list. But maybe it's more recent, okay? Maybe it's Noshawn Moreno, C.J. Anderson. Whoever it is, let me know down below in the comment section. You guys showed up yesterday when I said who was the quarterback when you first became a fan. Let's see who your favorite running back is now. Gordon did not show up to OTAs like I said. And the only reason I'm a little concerned about this, and Hackett said, it's voluntary. It is what it is. But it's a little disappointing because you've got a new head coach there. You've got a new quarterback. It's a new playbook. Shouldn't you be there to help get caught up on all the things that are new and being introduced, right? Do you want to be playing catch-up? This has always been Gordon's thing, right? Going back to the time he held out in 2019 with the Chargers, and that backfired horribly because Austin Eckler was awesome for them. So he's always been, I work out on my own, and he does a fine job doing that. He's been very reliable. He rarely misses time. I don't doubt whatever his offseason workouts are. If that's better for him, so be it. But I'd like to see him be there with a new quarterback and a new head coach in town. My final loser is just the entire AFC West. Why? Because like I said, the Broncos, there's a different swagger with this team. Everyone's talking about it, and everyone does this for almost every team, every offseason, builds them up. Right? They're not going up against anyone, so of course professional athletes look good when they're just running routes with no DBs around them. But still, it's just the vibe, the aura, okay, around this team. It feels different than in the years past. But who do you have winning the AFC West? Final question. Oh, no, we've got one more segment to hit on in today's show. But who do you have winning the AFC West? Let me know down below in the comment section. You better only put D-E-N. Almost forgot. Mike Klis tweeting this out, saying Broncos Jonathon Cooper to have finger surgery. And then he included a link to a story about that I want to take a little snippet from and show everyone because it is a little upsetting to see, for his sake, of course. Cooper is scheduled to undergo a procedure Thursday to repair a tendon injury in his left ring finger. Although his on-field participation in the final 3.5 weeks of the Broncos offseason program is unlikely, he should return in time for the start of training camp in late July. Awesome to see. Let's show Jonathon Cooper some love. Put his jersey number 53 down below. Wish him a speedy recovery. Hope he can get back on the field as soon as possible. You never like to see players get injured in the offseason. It's really gut-wrenching because they're just trying to get ready for the regular season. But let's put his jersey number 53 to send him some get-well wishes. Hit that big red button and subscribe if you want to get Broncos coverage throughout the entire offseason. We are the channel for you. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys later with more Broncos news and rumors.